I hope everybody is doing well tonight. Don't mind me just of course you guys know for the first couple of minutes of the live I have to sit here and unmute everybody. I really like these lives too. I like doing the audio. It's gonna be so weird when I come back to video. You guys will be amazed at how long my hair is getting. My real hair, it's thick and well, it's not thick, it's thick for me, but it's just getting to be really good. So if you guys are unmuted, feel free to say anything while I unmute everybody else. Sometimes it's hard for me to talk and do things, so.
Good evening, Christina.
Is everybody having a good Friday night? How's it going? I finally just got done doing stuff for the day. I'm completely exhausted. I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I could go to sleep right now. Um, all right, I almost got it. Could be all the weed I'm smoking too. Could be it. Although I
It's been
haven't
a
smoked
long
much
week. It's
tonight.
a chill
Anyways,
day.
all right, I think I have everybody unmuted. How's everybody doing today?
It's a Friday night, so it's a chill day. You can smoke a little. We've got a lot accomplished this week, right?
Anybody doing anything fun tonight? Trying to think what I want to talk about today. I don't know. I've been so busy all day, but I'm busy doing good things. I've been living just like a normal person, just doing normal people stuff. Um, it's been really nice. Uh, just taking this last couple of months to really just slow down and appreciate the good things in life, the little things. It's been really nice. So thank you guys for allowing me to do that. Taking this step back.
You're
I know
very
it's
low.
exactly what I need. What can you guys
I
hear
can
me?
barely hear you.
Is that what's going on? Nobody can hear me? Shit. Is it
I can
fuck?
hear you.
Nobody can hear me? I'm sitting here
It's
talking to
very,
myself.
very low. Is there something I have to
Shit.
do on my end?
No, I can
No,
hear
I
you,
can.
Christina.
Fuck.
Speaker. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said it's a Friday night. It's chill day, so it's nice to be able to sit back and appreciate what we accomplished this week, right?
Oh, there we go. Finally, I heard somebody. Have you guys heard me at all?
Yeah, we heard you.
Okay, good. Awesome. Yes, it's Friday. Okay, sorry. I just had to go in and mute. If you guys aren't talking, just go ahead and mute yourself. Otherwise, it echoes. Of course, I'm trying to unmute everybody as you guys come in here. So feel free to talk. I really don't know what I want to talk about tonight. I'm kind of tired and I didn't really plan what I wanted to talk about on live. I have been really not thinking a lot about. I knew I was going to go live today, but I haven't really been thinking about what I was going to talk about. So if anybody wants to give me any ideas or ask me any questions, feel free.
Christine, I have a question. Did you ever address that profile, that TikTok, the one that is like, I think it's imperfectly underscore Christina underscore, whether that was you or a fake profile? I got a follow from that, and I know a couple other people got follows from that.
Yeah,
Do
that's
you
a
know?
fake.
Okay, I
Yeah.
wanted to report it. I just didn't want to report it if it was a backup account or something.
No, so I only have two accounts. I just have the Imperfectly Christina, which is my main account, and I believe it has like maybe 7,800 followers. And then I have the canceled underscore Christina, I believe it is. But yeah, it's crazy because that's probably like the 500th fake account that people have started that they act like me. Um, so, but yeah, no, it's not me. And I'm gonna get the last 2 days. I haven't been able to do my copyright stuff, so I'm gonna get back to doing that, turning people in for copyright stuff, these accounts in for people to act like me. So tomorrow is finally a day where well, I shouldn't say that. There's probably some things I need to do tomorrow too, but it's a day where I can take like the first, half of the day, the first few hours after I wake up to do that kind of work, reporting those kind of accounts and things like that. But thank you for asking. That's a good question because I think there's been some discussion in some of the other groups I've seen that, oh my God, is that Christina's fake account? Is that no? I'll tell you guys, I do have fake accounts, obviously, for reasons to turn people in. And any of my fake accounts would never be like my real name. Like I would never, you guys will never know what my fake accounts are because they're just random names. And remember, guys, when you come in here, please put yourself on mute if you're not talking. Let me see. Somebody's unmuted. Gotta find out where it is. I don't know where it is. Can you guys see who's unmuted? Because I can't see. It's not showing me on my end. Oh, wait. There we go. I see it. All right. I got her muted. And I will unmute all the new people coming in here. I miss you guys on TikTok. I really do. I know I said I wasn't going to be going TikTok live a lot at all anymore, which I really haven't. I mean, I can't. Last time I was TikTok live, I can't even remember. Maybe 3-4 weeks ago, which is crazy. But I miss you guys being able to see my face. I'm super proud of myself for not going TikTok live though, because I did make a vow not to, and then I wanted to create boundaries like for myself for when I do decide to go back TikTok live again, and I still don't feel comfortable. So as soon as I feel comfortable, I'll probably do that.
I know it does suck because we see you and we connect with you, and it's like we kind of vibe, and I'm like, that's my girl. And then when I hear you, it's so different. But I do understand why you don't do the TikTok. I totally get it. But it's like definitely a more personable level.
Yeah, definitely. And I know a lot of people on TikTok, like I heard a lot of people say, like, I miss just seeing like what outfit you're wearing or how you did your makeup or your hair or your facial expressions, because I guess I have pretty interesting facial expressions at times, as you guys can see from all the screenshots that people take of me and make their profile pictures. But and I miss that too. I really do. But um I just think because of how much um how I don't know how to say this, but like I love TikTok, but TikTok has really hurt me. And it's not like it's TikTok, but just because of TikTok, certain things in my life have just hurt me so bad that like that has made me really be okay with staying away from TikTok, from TikTok live anyways. But I really miss it a lot. But until I feel like I can go on there and not get frustrated with people or not overshare or not cut people down that I don't agree with, I'm just gonna stay off of it. And then, eventually I think I will do the video here on Telegram. I'm just not interested in doing that right now. Like I'm going through a little bit of PTSD just from everything. And of course, the hate groups are going to make fun of me and whatever, but I really am, from just everything I've went through with the internet. So I have a bit of PTSD with TikTok and frankly, and Telegram right now. Like, just everything I do gets recorded and shared, and nothing can be private. And So, and I just have to work double time in order to get, these people taken down who are sharing my stuff. And it just gets to be very exhausting, but I know it'll be worth it. And I'm going to continue to just have a positive attitude.
Yeah, I totally get why you don't do that. I mean, I see it and it sucks because there's so many people that have connected with you. But that does suck. But we totally understand why and we support you no matter what.
I appreciate that. And I'm just really glad that I'm to this point where I have realized I needed to take that step back. And I realized that, I don't know, probably like 5 or 6 weeks ago. It was when I first started getting off alcohol, which it's been 35 days now. I think it's August 19th is my sober day from alcohol. I don't want to ever say that I'm sober because I'm not sober, but I am alcohol free. Um, and so just not using that has really just taught me so much. And I heard this really, really sad story about this woman on TikTok. I think her name is Summer, who I'm not sure if she committed suicide or if she had an overdose recently. And like her husband, I saw, came on begging hate groups or whoever, like just these haters, just to please leave their family alone. She's dead now. And it's like, I was getting to that point where that's all I could think about was just offing myself, because then I could make this hate group happy, because that's obviously all they wanted, was just for me to die. Because the way that they treat me, I mean, that's obvious that they don't want me to live. Um, and just like that happened to that Summer girl and has happened to how many other people on the internet. It's just so sad. So I'm just really glad that I was able to stop drinking, pull myself out of that, and get some real fucking boundaries to where I say, okay, either I do X, Y, and Z and stay on social media so that it's healthy for me and a healthy way for my mental health, or I just straight up get the fuck off of it, because I'm going to lose my life if I don't. Um, and those are just straight up facts. And not only myself, I think that probably, there's other people in this KM3 situation who have felt, I think every single one of us, Matt, Misty, Mark, myself, I think we've all struggled with times where we're just like, didn't even want to be here anymore, because it gets so fucking hard, man. It gets so fucking hard with people. It's just, I don't know.
Have you guys sold your house yet by any chance?
So Mark and I decided we're just not going to talk about the sale of our house anymore, because there's just been so much controversy around that as well. But you guys will definitely know when we have new places to live.
Well, I think it's brave of you guys to put yourself out there like you do. And when you put yourself out there, people are going to tear you down. But the fact that you're badass enough to do it, I know it comes with a lot of consequences. But at the end of the day, people relate to you and you do a lot better for us on the outside than the critique you get. And I know you don't always see that, but you have really helped me come out and do a lot of things in the last few weeks. So I just appreciate you.
Thank you so much. And I know I was given this opportunity, or whatever you want to call it, for what I'm doing right now with TikTok. I know that God put me here for a reason. And I know that sounds crazy that I say God put me here for a reason, but that's what I believe, is that I was put into this for a reason. And I know it's to help other people. And I know that I do help other people despite what all the haters think. It just gets to be hard with the haters. But I know that I'm just going to come out of this so victorious at the end of it all. And I know it's all coming down right now. Like, it's just, you guys are just going to see over the next few months just all sorts of things happening that it's just going to be great. But I know that because of messages like what you just said to me just now is why I'm still here. Um, not only on this earth, but why I'm still on social media. Um, so thank you for that. And just know that I know that, and that's why I'll keep fighting for you guys over and over again. And I'm starting to get back to myself. I know you guys, if you've been watching me for years, you've seen the old Christina that was, the old me, and then you saw me go through this shit. Now you're starting to see the new me. And I just couldn't be happier with where I am in my life, even though it's at a very, very crazy spot that I'm at in my life. But I couldn't be happier to be where I am.
Well, you're a boss, badass bitch. I love you to death. So you go on with your bad self.
Thank you so much. I love your little accent that you just use. People on TikTok are making fun of me. They're like, what voice is this? Oh my God. It's like, bitches, have you not been watching me for fucking 2 years? I got all sorts of fucking voices. Like, these people, they're like, oh my God, you're trying to sound like so and so. You're trying to sound like so and so. No, I sound like me. That's who the fuck I sound like. But
It
it's just funny.
depends on what point we want to get across. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
we can go
Yeah,
left, we can go right.
exactly. That. And I've been that way since sixth fucking grade, dude. When sixth grade is when I started talking I don't want to say ghetto, but I started talking like motherfucking watch the fuck out. I'll whoop your ass. That's when I started talking like that. And so people are like, oh, who do you think you are? Like, and Eminem addresses this in his music that he sings, and NF addresses this. Like, just because we talk with a slang at times does not mean that we're trying to be something we're not. That's who the fuck we are. And if I want to talk with a fucking slang, that's what the fuck I'm going to do, because that's how the fuck I grew up, and I'm going to do what the fuck I want to do. So it's just crazy how people like, why you talk like that? Because the fuck I want to. That's why. Anyways.
I get that a lot because I work down on the docks with a lot of men of all kinds of races. And I've raced race cars, and I'll be like running at the mouth, cussing, being hard. And then I can turn around and do a business, and they're like, who are you? What the hell just happened?
Oh yeah, me too. Me too. I do the same exact thing. Like, I can go from being fucking country to preppy to ghetto all in the same sentence, to be honest.
We got
it's just
nine
who I am.
lives, girl. Kitty cat.
Yeah, and people make fun of me all the time for having borderline personality disorder. They're like, "Oh, I think Christina has borderline personality disorder." You fucking think? I think so too, bitches. Thank you very much. I do think so. And
They're
if you
lucky
look.
we got those personalities.
Exactly. I'm telling you, people with personalities like us, we are not sheep. We are leaders in life. We're the ones that go fucking places in our life. I will never punch a clock and work a job I fucking hate because I'm not a sheep. You know what I mean? If I don't fucking like something, I ain't gonna do it. Period. And that's just who I am. And I think more people
Oh
need to
my
be
God,
that.
I can't believe you said that because I have owned three businesses all my life. I've never punched a clock. And my husband is union, and he got me into the union, and it was supposed to be all this great, great stuff. And it is so hard for me
Yeah.
to work on an hourly basis. Like I feel so suffocated, but it's our future, and I get retirement, and I'm 40 some plus. I'm not going to say, but I know I need to do that, but it is the hardest thing in the world, Christina. I swear to God.
Oh, trust me. I know. Like, and I mean, I don't know exactly that situation, but I know that in this life, there are things that we have to go through in little different seasons that we have to live, like going through real hard shit. You know what I mean? But like you said, for the insurance and the fact that it's a union job, it's worth it. And sometimes we have to do these things that we don't fucking like to come out victorious in the end. And, that's what the puzzle pieces of life are all about. Like, I always say that, like, bad things, they happen for a reason, and they are for the good. And sometimes you might not see it for 5 years, but 5 years later, you can look back and be like, oh, like, wow, X, Y, and Z it happened because of this, and that would have never happened if this didn't happen. And it's just, that's what life is all about, is like just navigating through the hard times. And
But it feels like a life sentence sometimes. You're like,
oh,
what
I
the
bet.
ever loving hell?
Yeah. And I do know how that feels in a way. Like when I owned my last hair salon before I sold it, for about the last year before I sold it, it was just fucking hell. And I'm just not the type that will work a job that I don't like. I just can't. And it just got to the point where I literally hated my job. Well, it was causing me pain and just other things that made me hate it. And it was like a life sentence. You feel like you're in jail. And I'll talk about this a little bit right now too. Being in a relationship like that sometimes, like, now that I'm almost a divorced woman and been, separated from Mark for the last 7 months now. Um, there were times when I would feel that way about my marriage. And even though, like, I'm not trying to bash Mark at all or talk badly, because I've talked about this many times, but like, even though Mark and I was okay with being half happy the rest of my life. Like, it's not like that we had this bad life or anything, but it was just half happiness. It wasn't fully. And I just remember sometimes in my marriage just thinking, I just thought, this has just got to be all that there is. There can't be any more than this. So I just need to settle and be happy with this. And I remember sometimes thinking about that. And you guys, when I say this, I'm not trying to cut Mark down at all. It's not Mark's fault that I felt this way for him. This was just how, we just aren't each other's people. We aren't each other's people the way that I learned you can have. And I just remember sometimes thinking of my marriage, oh my God, this is like a life sentence. Like, am I gonna go my whole marriage and just be like half happy, half in love with somebody, half attracted to somebody? Like, there's gotta be more. And I'm telling you guys right now, there is more. And it does not mean that your ex-husband or your ex-wife or whatever has to be a bad person just because you feel that way. It's nobody's fault. You know what I mean? And I was just talking to somebody about this today. He is a well, I don't know how new, I don't know how long he's been divorced, but he was talking about how he was enjoying like just the single life, and he'll be single forever. And he was in a marriage for 13 years with a woman that he would just drive down the road when he would get home from work at night and just dread fucking going home. And how many of us have felt that way, like in a marriage or a long-term relationship? Like, you know what I mean? And so even though, yes, I'm giving up this beautiful life and this beautiful home and my family, like my family all living under the same roof, like our own happiness at times has to be the most important thing, like true happiness. And I'm just glad that I seen that. So this fucking whole chaotic bullshit mess that I got myself into, if it didn't bring me anything, it brought me insight on the fact that there is so much more out there than settling for half happiness in your love life. That's for sure. And in any relationship for that matter. I'm
Well,
not
we're
going to be
just
happy.
happy that you have the balls to do it, because I think some of us don't have the balls to do it. And we live vicariously through you for sure.
Yes, girl. Let me just tell you, I didn't have the balls to do it because for 18 years I stayed in this relationship. 16 years we were married. And year after year after year, I would think the same thing. And I remember before we started swinging, I would just think, because there was an 8-year period before we started swinging, where I didn't cheat on Mark at all. And do you know, going through that 8 fucking years, and again, the stupid haters are gonna laugh at me and make fun of this, but I'm speaking the truth, and that's why so many people follow me and relate to me. But that 8-year period that I didn't cheat at all, it was so fucking hard. It was like gritting my fucking teeth at times, just thinking, Jesus Christ. And that's why when I always say, like, swinging helped our fucking marriage. If anything, I was more happy at the when we met Matt and Misty. We were the most happy that we've ever been in our marriage. You know
Is
what I
that
mean?
because you didn't
So,
feel so trapped?
what was that?
Is that because you didn't feel so trapped?
Yeah, that's because I got to like explore with other men. Like, um, and Mark was always my best friend, but he just wasn't my best friend and my fucking lover. Like, he wasn't the lover like that I had with Matt, like the stuff that you see on the movies. And as toxic as Matt and I were together, I know that I can have that with somebody else because now I know it's possible. But I never would have been able to have that with Mark. You know what I mean? And so, although I had the best friendship, I didn't have that passionate, intimate love that you should have with your partner. And so, when we were swinging, yeah, I got to have that passionate love making, or I shouldn't say love making, sex, where I'm just 100%, you know, attracted to a person. And that's why we were so picky about the people we would swing with. I wouldn't just swing with any old fucking dude. You got to be like, I'm sorry, I was not trying to swing with something like some of the people I've seen other swinger friends of mine swing with, like my girlfriends. I'm like, why would you even swing with them? Like, that dude is ugly as fuck. Like, I mean, because I was satisfied in the friendship level. I just was not satisfied in the physical level. So if when I was swinging, that you had to be like, at my husband's level or way fucking hotter. I was not about to like lower my standards ever again. And I never will ever again. But it's hard. And if this whole situation with Matt and Misty and everybody didn't happen, I probably would I can say I 100% would still be married to Mark right now in a half loveless marriage, you know, fucking gritting my fucking teeth till the next, time I got to swing, or think, okay, well, in 2 years when my daughter graduates high school, am I going to be able to stay married to Mark forever? Like, because I would think that honestly, and that's stuff I never was honest with you guys about on TikTok because I just thought I'm going to stay married forever, period. I never thought I would actually get divorced. I would think about it in my head, like, oh my God, I'm gonna stay married to this man forever. Like, and I would think in my head it was like a doomed life sentence, but I didn't have any plans to ever divorce him at all whatsoever. So now that I'm actually on the other side of that, I can tell you guys it's worth it. And I remember the day that Matt and I filed for divorce, which was within a 24-hour period of each other. And I told him, because he kept saying, this is not going to be easy. This is not going to be easy. And I was like, I know that because I do, on average, I would do like between 200 and 250 people's hair in my clientele. So, every month every 6 weeks, I'm seeing 200 to 250 different people. And I remember so many of my clients would get divorced and they would say, it's the hardest 6 months of your life going through a divorce when you first get divorced, the hardest. But like after that, it's so worth it. Like, so I'm still, start as soon as I think as soon as our house is finally dealt with and we each have our own places and we're living like real single people, I think I'll feel just more complete. But I already feel as though it is worth it. But let me tell you, it is definitely hard, especially being lived out on social media. That's really difficult. But I've learned a lot, and I'm just trying to change for the best. And now that I can just do what makes Christina happy for once in my life, and I'm doing it without alcohol, like I just feel like it's just giving me so much of a different perspective on so many fucking things in my life. But I hope that I can give you guys inspiration to, if you're not living a happy life, to, it's not something you have to do forever. You have to weigh the pros and the cons, I guess. And I'm just putting it on mute. Like if you guys don't hear me talk, I'm just putting it on mute and just waiting for anybody to talk or respond or anything. I'm a little bit tired today. I've been working my ass off physically for the last 2 days. So I'm just like, oh, I'm so tired right now. I'm about to roll a joint, to be honest, and probably like fall asleep. Although I have been watching this new show called The Vikings. Well, it's not a new show. I think it's an old show, but oh my God, the lead actor in that show, what the fuck is his name? I don't even know his name. Do any of you watch that show, or have you watched it?
No, what
That
is it
show,
on? Is it on Paramount?
No, I'm watching it on I think it's like my Amazon. It's one of the apps on my TV. It's not Hulu or Netflix. I believe it's Amazon Prime that I'm watching it on. But I think it used to be on like maybe Showtime or HBO or something like that. It's been
I think it only has 6 seasons and it's probably been off the air for a while. But it's called The Vikings and it's amazing. I love like old school shows like that anyways. And um my family is from Sweden, so my dad's always thought that like he has Viking blood. So I don't know, but the lead actor in that fucking show, I don't know his name, but I think he is the most gorgeous man I've ever seen. And I haven't watched TV in a very long time. You guys know that. But I thought taking this time to myself and to disconnect that I'm going to watch TV. So I watched the show, and that man, you guys have to watch it. I think he's the hottest guy I've ever seen in my life. I don't know.
Ragnar.
Ragnar, is that his name?
Sexy
Yeah.
ass motherfucker.
Oh my God. Like,
it's a good show. I've seen it all the way through. You're going to love it.
dude, it is an amazing show. So I'm on season 2, which I've only been watching it, you guys, for maybe 6 days. So that tells you how much TV I've been watching. For me, that is a lot of TV. Like that's like a high amount. The fact that I'm on season 2 already. So season 2, and that's the only show I watch minus the morning news. So season 2, episode 2, I believe, but the first season of that show, oh my God, I don't know if it was the first or the second episode. Now you guys know I have never had a threesome with just myself and 2 guys ever in my life. And I've had swinger experiences with 2 guys, but never just 2 guys and myself. Their wives were always there. The hot ass dude and his wife had this little slave boy that they get when they they went to England and anyways captured this boy and brought him back. Well, he wasn't a boy, he was an adult man, and then they like tried to have a threesome with him. I was like, oh my God, this is like 700 BC. And then all this like kind of like throughout that whole first season, like some swinger type shit was happening. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you that swinging has been around since before time. You know what I mean? It's like always been a thing, non-monogamy. But yeah, it was crazy. Did you see that when you watched the show? Did you notice how there was a lot of swinger type stuff?
Yeah, and I thought it was funny because I'm like, I must be really naive because this shit's been around forever. Like, how have I not really realized that this is not a new thing? Like, this is just, it's been here. Just, you just don't know it.
Exactly.
Because
Yeah.
I'm vanilla, but this is Laura. I'm vanilla. I've always
Oh,
been
this
like,
is Laura.
yeah, I've always been
Oh.
totally like attracted to you, like everything about you. And I have to tell you, by the way, the whole marriage thing, you're so dead on. It took me 20 years of marriage to leave. Same thing, best friends, zero connection. We have a daughter. It took me 20 years and I never thought I would leave ever. And stayed for all the same reasons and what I thought was all the right reasons, and a strong Catholic family. I felt guilty, all that nonsense. And left, and I am remarried and so unbelievably happy. And so much so that people that haven't seen me in the longest time, they'll see me and they're like, you are so different. Like, what the hell? I'm like, I'm just finally happy.
Exactly. And Laura, thank you so much. Let me just say, you have been around since like day one, and you're so good to me. You send my children gifts, you send me gifts, you're always there with the email to like just lift me up, and I just appreciate you. I want you to know that.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. But you couldn't be more right. Like, I feel like a whole different person. So I'm sure that like people that, know me, like in real life, they've got to think the same thing. It's like, oh my gosh, like it's just crazy. Like, it's just crazy. Like, I think, and you know how this feels like when you're in that marriage and you're like, okay, I'm just going to live this way forever. And now that I'm looking back, I'm thinking, what the fuck was I thinking? Like, I should have done this years ago, but I didn't think. I think because of just maybe childhood trauma and just never seeing a proper relationship displayed to me, never seeing 2 people truly, madly, deeply in love with each other. I didn't think it was a thing. I thought it was just the fairy tales and just on TV. I did not honestly think you could find somebody that can make you that happy. You know what I mean? But you can. And now when I listen to songs and when I watch shows, I'm just like, when you see that connection, kind of like the show that I'm talking about with the Viking and and his women that he's with. It's like, wow. And you see people that have that connection. And I used to just think, wow, I wonder what that's like. And now I know what it's like. I'm like, wow, it actually can happen. And there's not just one, like whether, you know, Matt, I'm sure that there are going to be more Matts in my life. I know that I'll be able to find that kind of connection with somebody because there's billions of people in the world.
Absolutely. And to piggyback on the 6-month thing, you need to give yourself so much grace because you're going to be surprised like how many ups and downs you're going to go through. Like you made the choice to leave just like I did. You know that it's the right decision, but it doesn't matter. Like I was it was so frustrating. And after I got done with the 6 months and looking back, I was like, holy shit, that was like a whole it's just constant up and downs, and it's just challenging watching the kids go through stuff, your husband go through stuff. Because I think Mark's similar to my ex. Mark is probably still in love with you, and my ex was too. And it's just not easy. So give yourself a lot of grace because you're going to feel like you just want to give up going through. It is hard. It is. Give yourself grace, please.
Thank you. And yes, that's what I'm doing. And I appreciate you saying that because it is really fucking hard. And you are correct. Like, that's why I didn't leave. That's one of the main things that kept me with Mark for so long is because I know how in love with me he is. And it just breaks your heart to break somebody's heart like that. And then now I'm thinking back, like, what about my broken heart? You know what I mean? What about the fact that I had to not be happy for years? I sacrificed my own happiness for his happiness. And let alone not just his, but my children, obviously. But then now I'm like, well, my children weren't really happy because mommy wasn't happy. And one thing, well, I learned a lot of things in that parenting class that Mark and I went to the other day. But one thing that I really walked away with was when the woman said, when mom's okay, the kids are okay. When mom's not okay, the kids aren't okay. And it's same with the dad. When dad's okay, I remember Gabe, myself, Mark, Gabe, myself, Matt, and Madison were all talking one night. And Gabe, being 14 years old, said one thing to his dad. This was back in like June or May or June when we were back, all still together. And we used to talk to the kids at night. And Gabe was like, Dad, when you weren't okay, I wasn't okay. And then he was like, and when you're okay, I'm okay. I was just like, oh my God. And then it got reiterated to me in that parenting class the other night. And it's just like, that's so true. So yeah, I can't wait to like just start really living my new life. As a single divorced mother of 2, even though I never thought in a million fucking years that this would be what I'm doing right now, but I couldn't be more happy. It's weird. And I just got to tell you guys, start living for you too. Listen to what Laura said. Don't feel guilty taking that time. Whatever it is that you need to take to make yourself happy, because we neglect ourselves so often. And you really need to, even if it's just 5 minutes of like peacefulness and quiet. That's why I love taking baths at night. I go in there and I shut the door and everybody knows not to bother me, because it's like 20 minutes where I get to do whatever the fuck I want to do, relax, and just escape from reality.
Okay, I'll chime in one more time since nobody is. With the daughter thing or the child thing, I will tell you that you reminded me. So right towards the end of my 20-year marriage, I went to my daughter and she was 13. And she's always been very mature for her age. And I very painfully said, honey, can I ask you a question? I said, do your daddy and I, do we seem happy? Do we seem like together when we're together and it's mommy and daddy, do we seem like we're happy? And she just said no with zero hesitation. And I had to hold back the tears because I thought, holy shit, I've been staying in this marriage thinking I was holding a family together. And my daughter knows what I don't even know at this point. But then, Christina, what I do want you to know is she told me that knowing that. And then when I got divorced, she was mad as hell for the longest time because it breaks up the family and it's confusing to them and yada, 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 yada. And after I went through all of it, found happiness, not, the horror of it, she came to me and she was like, it is amazing to see you happy. I know that it was hard and I just want you to know that even though I said things, I am very happy you did it because you are happy now, Mom.
Yeah, that's such an inspiring story. So thank you for sharing that. But that's so true. That is so true. And I keep thinking, because Madison, she said that to me a few times, and even Marissa has said it to me too, throughout the last 7 months. Um, but like we forget that. And we we forget that our kids do want to see us happy, especially when it's hard for them and that they lash out with their words at us because this is very, very difficult for children to go through a divorce. And I don't blame my kids at all for ever being resentful for me putting them through this. I was resentful for my parents, and I went through divorces every couple of years in my parents' lives growing up. And so, but I know that they will also, when we get all settled, they'll say the exact same thing to me. Like, it's so worth it. But yeah, it's crazy. And my kids would say the exact same thing, Laura. They would say, if I asked my kids when Mark and I, back when we were married, is mommy and daddy happy? They would definitely first answer without hesitation, no. And that's no way to go through life. Just like in your job, whatever job that you're working, if you say, am I happy working this job, making this money, and your first answer is without hesitation, no, you need to figure something else out, because I'm telling you, life is too short to live that way. That's what I've been trying to figure out with social media. Like, is yeah, social media has brought me so much joy, just like hairdressing. Cosmetology brought me a lot of joy in my life as well. But then it got to the point where I fucking hated doing hair and I just couldn't do it anymore. And I refused to live that way. So that's what I've been trying to figure out over the last couple of months is this worth it for me? Does social media make me happy still to the point where I want to do it at a level of where I'm an influencer and this is my source of income? And so that's definitely what I've been trying to figure out. I definitely am very open and honest and transparent with you guys about that. I'm not trying to hide the fact that I don't know what the future holds for me as far as social media goes. I do know I will write a book. I do know I will have a podcast. But as far as social media, that's still kind of like, well, we'll see. Because if it continues to make me what it's turned me into and made me over the last 6 months, I will not do it. But I'm not, I'm not gonna stop trying. I'll know if I have to stop. But for now, I think I found a good balance, and I'm not gonna let these crazy people win. And I am gonna fight back, and I'm gonna have a huge fucking voice someday as soon as I have the strength to do the things I want to do. You guys, I just can't wait for y'all to see it. And thank you for giving me this time to really, really just figure out exactly what I want in my life. And with that being said, guys, like I said, I'm exhausted and I've been on here almost an hour now. So if you guys want to talk, just feel free to talk now. Otherwise, I'm just gonna end it. Because I made some really yummy food that I want to eat that I'm looking at right now. It's actually apple cobbler, which, do you guys want to know? I made the easiest meals tonight. So I've been working around the house. So I can't really take time to like cook big meals, and I'm trying to eat cleaner. So I'm not eating out all the time. So tonight I literally, chicken thighs were on sale at Meyer. So I bought 3 pounds of chicken thighs, threw them in the Instapot, and then put like 2 cups of chicken broth, which I use chicken bouillon, and mix it with 2 cups of water. And I always use extra chicken bouillon. So 2 cups of chicken broth, a whole bag of the mini carrots, a whole bag That's really weird. It just kicked me out of the live. I kicked myself out. That's the strangest thing. Um, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay, did you guys hear what I was talking about, like how I was cooking?
I heard the mini carrots, and that was
Okay,
it.
so you heard the mini carrots. So yeah, so I added a bag of mini carrots. So at this point, I'm trying to make like things that only have 5 ingredients or less. So chicken thighs, 3 pounds, a whole bag of mini carrots, a whole bag of those little potatoes, that you get in the potato aisle, and it's called the Little Potato Company, and they come in that package that has like seasoning in the package. So I bought a thing of those potatoes, and then I cut up half of an onion. It was a big onion. Literally, it took me 3 minutes to put all that stuff in the Instapot. Boom, cooked it. Absolutely delicious. Oh, I made some stuffing too because I just had to have a little bit of carbs. So that was not clean eating. So my clean eating was the chicken, potatoes, and carrots. And then I had to have a little bit of stovetop because who does not like some stuffing in the fall? Um, so that's what I had for dinner. And then for dessert, I made apple cobbler, which easy as ever. So I took 2 cans of apple pie filling, dumped them in the pan like a cake pan. Then I took a box of 79-cent yellow cake Jiffy Mix. Okay. Jiffy Mix. So funny. Mark's aunt works at the Jiffy Mix company because it's right in a city like near us here in Michigan. It's called Chelsea, Michigan. Anyways, take a box of yellow Jiffy Mix cake mix or any yellow cake mix. Put it on top of whether it's peach pie filling, apple pie filling, cherry pie filling, whatever kind you like. Put the dry cake mix on top of the pie filling. Okay. And then you take a whole stick of butter, cut it up, and put it on top of the dry cake mix. Put it in the oven for like 40 minutes. Delicious. So I'm about to eat that right now. Um, but yeah, super easy working mother type of recipes. So I can't wait to get back to doing that kind of stuff more, like the cooking stuff, because I know you guys love that. And I miss doing that too. But again, I've had to really take time to just figure out things not only in my personal life, but in my professional life here in TikTok. Or, well, I'm not on TikTok right now, but you guys know what I mean. I'm tired. Anyways, if anybody doesn't have anything else to say, I'll give you a minute and I'll mute. And then otherwise, I'm just going to get off here in a minute.
Thank you for sharing your dinner recipe tonight, Christina.
You're welcome, Terry. Thank you for listening. I appreciate it. It was delicious too, by the way. Like, one of my favorite things to eat is chicken thighs, carrots, and potatoes in the oven. Like, it's such an easy thing to throw together. And I just felt like that person was about to get ratchet. So I had to mute them. I might have accidentally kicked him out of here. Guys, the bots that are working in here, the Becca bots, are amazing. Like, I have the most amazing bots ever, and that are still being built to this day. Just working. Oh, I really like Telegram. It's crazy. It's crazy all the stuff you can do on here. But anyways, guys, all right. Anything else? Feel free to speak. Otherwise, I'm gonna get off of here. And I totally understand why most people don't want to speak. Trust me, I get it.
No, I just want to say good night. Have a good evening.
Thank you, Terry. I will, and then I will. I'll try to come on live again. You know, I don't know, within the next couple of days. Maybe tomorrow, maybe Sunday. Definitely by Monday at the very latest. So I'll let you guys know. But I love you guys, and thank you for the support, and thank you for being here to listen to me.